Okay, next week we might have to do a couple more farming runs. This week we're too far in. We just have to keep going for boss, but next week it's looking like a farming run week.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if you can get something working. Who knows? Or this dog kills you. You know, one of the two.
The duality of Dark Souls. No, like, and that was the thing at the time. It was just like get bachelors of journalism, build out a big enough portfolio to eventually maybe get a job, and that turned into grow TGA into a bigger thing, which it almost did.
Yeah.
It got very close. Like, we were in the middle of talks of being bought by the peeps who would eventually own Destructoid and a bunch of other places.
Right.
And then, like, 3 years after that, all those places except Destructoid got sold to other companies.
Yeah. Such is being sold. Being bought and sold by companies.
Yeah, like I've heard, you know, like I'm not sure if you watched that Giant Bomb documentary I sent you, but like hearing about Giant Bomb the past year, because I've been, like, once Jeff left, I was like, and I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Do they document the last year?
Yeah, oh yeah, they document everything up in full current.
Okay, now that I know that, I need to make that a priority.
Yeah, like the last like 30 to 40 minutes of it is like talking about like the last year of Giant Bomb and like what all those dudes have been doing post Giant Bomb.
Okay.
And like one of the comments I sent you about it was this like Nextlander, most people who are fans of old Giant Bomb are like have the sentiment of like, yeah, it's just kind of okay.
Again, we've talked about this a number of times. Both the Jeff and the Nextlander thing are good, but they're halves of each other that are separated.
Right, and you know, like, depending on your affinity for one or the other, you know, you might not like one or the other.
Sure.
You know, because like I found that like outside of Game of the Year, I don't particularly always like watching Nextlander.
See, and I enjoy watching Nextlander for when they're fucking around with certain games, especially if Vinny's playing like a full motion video thing,
yeah, but,
or playing like a fuck around, like, you know, weird tools, or Kerbal Space Program or things like that. They have their like movie watchcast, which I would like to do more, but I just haven't.
Yeah, versus like I will. If I don't listen to the whole Jeff Gerstmann show every week, I will check the timestamps and find the shit I want his takes on. Every week, guaranteed.
See, if I could watch like the highlights of his opinions, I would watch that. But just him by himself for 2 to 3 hours, I can't do it.
So almost every week, some dude in the comments posts timestamps.
Which that's nice. That's nice.
And most of his segments don't go on for more than 10 to 20 minutes as is.
I know. But just, again, just him by himself, it's his biggest weakness.
Yes. And when he has... But, like, I totally get why he's doing it. You know, like, he's... Every time he's worked with other people, he's like, nope, I'm done. You know what? And to be fair, a lot of that was because of corporations.
I was going to say, a lot of that's corporations. Like, the Patreon era has changed that.
Yeah, but I also think that he has
talks about growing this and getting, like, people together.
I mean, hey, man, you know what? If he starts taking applications, I will happily
put in
for it.
Knowing Jeff, he'll, you know, get some guy from GameSpot that's just like, I want to stop doing GameSpot.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Peck.
They got like Dan Reichert from Game Informer, because I think we both applied for the job that Dan Reichert eventually got.
Yeah, we both definitely did apply for that. And that was back when like we were both writing a lot still, and
we were doing stuff
still. What the fuck happened?
There's a lot going on there.
You were in a spot.
You thought the 2 lava points was bad.
Uh-huh.
I am finding new ways to die and glitch the shit out of this game tonight. But yeah. No, like Jeff will probably pull someone who's very experienced, or or someone who's just a lot younger than us, unless our tape just really fucking spoke to him. Which,
knowing him, he'd definitely want someone younger who's like, more in tune with other games. Because he's just all big on like general games coverage.
yeah.
But part of me wants him to totally be like the premier old ass gamer. I'm playing mostly in television games, and I'll talk about the modern stuff in the news and explain stuff in the industry and things like that.
You just wanted to bring back fucking Game Room.
I wanted to bring back Game Room, that fucking weird ass place.
Oh my god, I love how he started to hate it, and then Ryan snuck in one more Game Room. He's like, God fucking damn it.
Was that him, or did it go the other way around? I think Jeff snuck it to
Ryan.
No,
Jeff.
And then Ryan was pissed.
Yeah, Ryan's thought, oh yeah, we're gonna check out some Minerva's Dead, but like, well, yeah, but first, we got a new game. It's like, God fucking damn it.
I think one of my, if I'm remembering this correctly, I've been meaning to go back to it, but I think like they had recently downloaded a new BioShock or something like that. It was a big game, and so it was sitting on the front page, and then Jeff or someone said, yeah, anyway, we're playing Darkest of Days.
That was a similar joke that they did, and I want to say it was Ryan and Jeff again.
Yeah. That game was in such a state it had to be a Ryan and Jeff.
You want to know what's interesting is like, I look at old Giant Bomb and I definitely see how it very much could have just gone the kind of funny route of self-funding.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is like even them, like if you watch their content, they are just like filled with sponsorships and ads, like just all over the place, and it's like that. And I don't like the fact that just like watching that show, it's like everyone agreeing with each other about everything.
Are we talking about kind of funny?
Kind of funny, yes.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, well, that was the thing. Like, I wish there was access to those numbers because Giant Bomb was ahead of the curve of like, hey, $5 helps support us. You don't get ads. But of course, they came up with this system. Oh boy. They came up with that system while part of a company, so naturally it didn't.
Yeah.
But I do wonder how those numbers shake out because they were, they had to staff a lot of people there. That's a lot of $5 a month.
Yeah, because kind of funny, cut out the overhead of a website.
Right.
Like they have a website, but it's not like, it's like here's all our stuff. Here's a link to our store. By the way, our store and our merch is all run through Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, man. Giant Bomb was a cool site also because they just had a really good video player.
Yeah, they did.
I want YouTube to steal Giant Bomb's embiggen feature so badly.
There's a lot of shit about that video player I miss.
Yeah, they used to have like playlists, and they stopped doing that. And I was like, why?
Yeah. I think the hardest part about Giant Bomb now is like that site was such Ryan, Jeff, Vinny, Brad.
Yep.
And then it became, and then, they added Patrick, and then Ryan died, but then they added Dan, and Dan was its own. Like, I think if Dan Reichert doesn't come, the Giant Bomb probably doesn't exist. And then, and then they like, but yeah, that like.
Have you done this again?
All right, let's see it. You may have to back out.
The greatest game of all time, as voted.
Haha!
There you go.
Good timing. Good jump.
And totally intentional.
Yep. What in the fuck is happening in this video game?
Shit's fucked.
It is fucked. Who can swing their slow swing slightly faster?
Right. God.
I'll grab a beer. I'm in Blighttown. I'll be right back.
So Jesse, while he's gone, I gotta ask. So what was your experience with like games journalism and games media and Like, like I'm not sure if you were into any of that or were fans of any particular creators back in the olden times.
I'm trying to think of what I read. Like, I never really got into podcasting for games media.
Okay.
I
To this
watched,
day, or just
yeah, like even to this day, I really don't. I don't listen. I don't listen to like any podcasts really.
that's so interesting because like you're the only person I know who works in an office who doesn't listen to massive amounts of podcasts.
Yeah, like I listen to audiobooks sometimes. But I've never really like found a podcast that I really enjoyed.
For me, it was that like '08 to like 2015, 16. Giant Bomb was real fucking good.
Yep.
That was a real magical fucking time for a gaming podcast. And then I eventually did dig into the Best Friends cast. I really liked them.
Mm-hmm.
I
Buddy?
like. Yep. Sorry, I had to blow my
Still
nose.
playing.
I'm sorry, I had to blow my nose.
Uh-huh. Oh, no.
I'm dead now. Yep, we did. We did.
At least you don't have to worry about blowing your nose.
It's true.
Yep. I mean, we're like, what, 10 feet away from the entrance?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I've let go. I've just let go.
That's the only way to win. Really.
Like, the key here is just persistence. It's just like, let go, don't get mad, and just fucking beat your face against the wall.
Yep, exactly.
I don't think I got over like gaming magazines. So like I think I still prefer to read my gaming news. So I'll go to like a bunch of niche sites for video games that like nobody else will read because these game sites are super niche nowadays.
Right.
Well, like all print outlets. So for me,
Yeah.
I do prefer to read the game news. It's just that there are some people who are just so well spoken about games that I like hearing their take. Or they're just fucking hilarious in the case of Pat and Wooly. But largely it is just like Jeff is very insightful about this shit and I want to hear it.
Right.
Like I used to read, so I would read EGM as a kid, which is I think Electronic Gamer Monthly.
Yep.
Sure is.
I would read Game Pro, and I really only read Game Pro because a kid I grew up with ended up becoming a writer for them.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
And then I would read Kotaku.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Back when Jason Schreier was still part of Kotaku.
God.
Oh, wow. All right.
And then Brian Crescente left, and I was like, okay, I'm done.
Sure.
And then it sort of turned into like a clickbait site, and that was it for me.
I really liked IGN in the like late 2000s, around the Giant Bomb era actually, where they had Hillary Goldstein doing the Xbox stuff and Greg Miller and Colin Moriarty doing PlayStation, and it was just this really fun vibe to it. It's not like that air of corporate that kind of site has to have.
Yeah.
But it was just a lot more fun and willing to fuck around. And then they got real corporate and a lot of those people left.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of corporate, fucking Joystick. I loved reading Joystick until AOL closed it down.
Yep.
Yep. That just seems to be because okay, so games media when it comes to print is like a race to the bottom.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
It is there's just not a lot of money in it because all of it has to be free, and any time that you suggest paying for it when it's not like video content from a Patreon, no one wants to do it. And then just people are not willing to pay for that, and it's never going to make enough money for corporate. I do think that that thing Austin is doing has potential to do well on Patreon. But
Austin's working. You're talking Austin Walker?
Yeah.
Austin Walker's doing some game dev stuff.
Yeah.
It's Rob Zachney and Patrick Klepek and some others.
Sorry. Oh God.
You're in a tight spot right now.
You are. A lot of games media people are getting into game development now, which is kind of weird.
Yep.
Well,
It's a weird trend to see.
Well, that's kind of always been the case, and I'm gonna tell you why. Is because like that's where you can go.
That's true. Yeah,
Well,
I mean, like Donkey just started his development company, or his
Jesus.
production company. Co-Carnage, who's another like games media guy who streams a lot, just started his own development company.
Well, because here's why. It's because well, like I was mainly referring to like mainstream outlets, but these are a good point to bring up. Which is like, if let's say you worked at IGN for years, but like that career isn't like guaranteed outside of a small handful of people. And it's like, okay, well, I want to be able to still work in games, and make a living. So what am I gonna do? And the answer is like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to, work in the PR department of a game studio. Because I have all the skills to work in PR. So that's good. And not only do I have all the skills to work in PR, it's an easy transition. I know all the lingo. I still have all my contacts.
You know people, yeah.
Like the people at the fucking outlets, and you know what outlets are looking for, and
Yep.
like it's it's.
Hey man,
Or
these game developers need some mock reviews.
Yes, absolutely. I remember Jeff talking about that, where like a lot, like he was getting a bunch of offers to come do mock reviews and come do like PR, and then like Alex did PR for Harmonix for a while.
Yes, PR, or what was it, community management?
Community manager. That's another one. A lot of them get into community management. Like that, like for example, Lore. He was a huge Warcraft content creator in the very like TBC Wrath early Cata days, and then he went to go be a community manager for Blizzard.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
So
yep.
it's and I like, yeah, it makes complete sense. Like like back in the day when I was doing SGK or not SGK, TGA, and it was just like, hey man, you got similar skills. Do you want to come be the community manager for Dragon Ball Fighters? Sure.
Right.
Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, like you're making more. You're making you're probably making more. You're getting better money. You don't have to deal with stupid fanboy bullshit.
I mean, you probably do, but it's less because you have a lot of that getting directed at the. Well, actually, yeah, because if you're a community manager, you might get more.
Yeah, you're.
Yeah,
but it's all targeted at one game, and it's not like. It's not for a variety of things.
It's not like using a personal example. I went through. Oh hey, I gave Modern Warfare 3 a 7.5 out of 10. And I gave Resistance 3 a 9 out of 10, and some dude on the internet is super mad about it.
Right.
It's not that shit. Like it's very different. But yeah, like I don't. Yeah, like I think that the future of games media is just independent creators. Jeff, Yongye, kind of funny,
well,
kind of.
So what's interesting is I was just downloading. I just downloaded a podcast episode, thanks to a recommendation on my Twitter feed, about discussing what games media is now, and I haven't listened to the full thing yet, but pointed out like the big frontier is the long edited video essay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those are popular. They're huge.
Those action button video essays are so fucking good.
Yeah. Dude.
There's another guy that does them also, but go on.
They're 6 hours long, and like It takes me days to watch it, but it's amazing.
That's too much. That's too much.
I enjoy throwing on the TV. I'll throw on H Bomber Guy talking about the last Deus Ex game for 3 hours.
Yep.
You know, like I'll throw on. God, I'm trying to remember their name. But like I've definitely listened to like Racevic, for example, 45 minutes on Halo 2.
Right.
You know, like that kind of thing. But yeah, and I think that being a general gamer thing is hard in a lot of ways.
It can be.
Like because like just you know, I'm sure that in the case of Aaron and I'm sure you remember those holiday seasons where it's like, all right, let's divvy up the reviews. Who's getting what?
Yep.
Everyone has to review at least like one thing this week. I hope you enjoy finishing this full video game while finishing your college courses and working.
Yeah, well, again, this goes to, you know, the modern day where, like, again, it was around that time that they were having, okay, what is an objective review? It was around that time everyone kind of figured out, you know, you just follow people who play the games you play.
Yeah.
And so then you didn't have outlets. You can have outlets that have people that cover everything, but it's just a lot easier to go, you know, search for YouTube videos or something that like are posting about things you like, and then follow
and
them.
like the benefit to that too is that if you're following somebody who plays the kinds of games you play, it means they're generally pretty good at the games you kind of play, or at the kind of games you play. And like you don't run into the thing that Devil May Cry 5 had, where people complained about the music in the game because they couldn't do a fucking combo to get the music going.
Right.
The soundtrack to Devil May Cry 5 feels half finished. Well, no shit, you didn't do a combo to get the music going. Like,
right.
That still bothers me to this day.
I can tell.
No, and that's part of the reason why, like, you know, I really like between Pat and Wooly together, like they kind of cover most of the bases I like besides first-person shooters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
but that's
they
the thing.
kinda...
It's like you can't be everything, and so it's like
right.
you have to be part like talking about things that people care about, and part just be entertaining enough.
Yeah, and that's, you know, like Jeff, his tastes they don't line up. They line up like 85% with mine. So that's another reason why it's like really easy to sit down and listen to his full show and hear him talk about what he's played, because, you know, as someone who's been playing Forza Motorsport, I 100% agree with him. It does not do enough to teach you, and it's not as good as a sim as the actual Sims. But yeah, like there's a bunch of shit about it that's just like, you know, you're kind of just better off going back and playing Horizon 5.
Right. But then also he has a giant energy drink rankings list.
Yes, I was watching that today, and I'm just like, has this man drinking really 140 energy drinks?
Man has been going. I mean, that man's been receiving shipments of energy drinks for years.
You know what, Aaron? I kind of want to try that, but with coffee drinks. Like you and I just go out and buy different. Because I need more coffee drinks at the house that are just like, not like ones you make, but like pre-purchased ones.
Pre-purchased coffee drinks. Okay.
Yeah, like those Starbucks iced coffees I've been drinking at the house. Like you can buy those. You can buy those in cold brew. You can buy different flavors of those. There's different brands of those. You know, like just try those.
I can tell my palate is like fucked or something, because I have tried a number of different kinds of coffee beans, and every time it's just like, this is fucking coffee.
Yeah, speaking of that, my wife bought me an espresso machine for my birthday this year, and like I tried a bunch of different beans, and I'm like, these all taste the same.
These all taste the same.
What are people talking about when they say floral notes and chocolate and caramel? What? I don't understand.
The same thing happens with weed, and the same thing happens with liquor for me. It's like,
this all tastes the same.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know what's up with you guys.
Yeah.
I can definitely taste the difference on several of those things you mentioned.
Good lord. That sounds nice.
If I put enough sugar in it, it tastes like Starbucks. It's fine. It's like,
sometimes have to go to Starbucks to grab a coffee for whatever reason. I'm just not in a good place to. Seattle has so much better coffee than Starbucks, but sometimes I'll
but
go
they're
in.
all but are they on every corner of every
corner? Yeah.
Well, that's the beauty of Seattle is they tend to be, if not on the same block, they're at the next block from Starbucks.
Right. Or you could be like Reno and have a Starbucks across the street from a Starbucks.
yeah, absolutely.
I have definitely seen that in Seattle.
It's been helping that because Starbucks workers here have been trying to unionize. Starbucks has been shutting down more stores, so been seeing less Starbucks, thankfully. But yeah, I occasionally get my black coffee at Starbucks. I'm like, holy shit, they do not want you drinking black coffee.
No, they don't.
They hate you for ordering black
coffee.
coffee.
They want all the sugar and cream in their coffee.
They want you to drink, like they want you
all the sugar and $3 more.
Yeah, that's where the money is. Black coffee doesn't make shit for money.
It doesn't, and that's why I like it.
I don't like the taste of black coffee really. The reason I used to drink black espresso at the house, like just straight espresso, is because it was convenient and it jacked me the fuck up.
Right.
That was why I did the fucking black espresso.
I'm all hopped up on black espresso.
Yeah.
I definitely got used to it. I do find a comfort in it now, not because it tastes good necessarily. It's the same way like I smell weed when I'm walking by someone, and it's like it's not a good smell, but also it makes me feel good.
Like I enjoy the taste of espresso, but when people are talking about oh yeah, it tastes like this and this, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
It says it here. I believe you when it says that it's here, but no.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I will say this I've been drinking this Elysian Hazy 96, and it's like, yeah, there's tropical fruit aromas, and I couldn't tell you which tropical fruit, but compared to the beer I've been drinking, I taste this yeah, okay, all right, there's definitely something here.
Yeah, there's fruit. For sure there's fruit.
There's definitely that. I get what they're going for there. I can taste the difference. It's still hoppy as fuck because it's Elysian, but you should stab those guys. Oh shit.
Doing my best. I know you can make that jump.
I mean, what's stopping you from doing it? There you go.
There you go.
Hell
yeah!
That guy aggro's right away, though.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Not worth it, though!
I'm just glad you made it. Whatever, I consider that a success.
Oh, Lord.
You even had a superhero landing.
Yeah.
Lordy. Alright. Yeah, I don't know, man.
I've been thinking about going back a few topics. I've been thinking about how we get some views on certain videos, and a lot of people just kind of jump out in the first 10 seconds. And I think about our thumbnails, and I'm like, oh god, I hope they weren't thinking we're doing a video essay or something. Maybe they want video essays.
Aaron, let's make one video essay and see what happens.
Literally, that's what I'm thinking, though.
I think people want video essays.
I'm like, can we just do the Jimquisition route? I'm just going to download a bunch of B footage, and then we're going to talk, and then I'm going to figure out a way to edit this in a way that isn't... I can't do a full-on editing thing unless I'm getting paid to do this. I just don't have the time.
Oh, Lordy. Oh, yeah, speaking of time, what's your whole work situation? You figure out the minimum hours you need to work?
So, for me to cover all my bills and keep things generally going, if I work my full 8 hours, then I could technically work 3 days a week.
Alright, so 24 hours, that's not bad.
It's not bad.
Not bad at all.
That'll get me just a little under 2,000. Oh boy!
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Jesus.
This is like a night of saying every possible death you could get in Blighttown.
I love it. There was some slide to it.
Oh, Lordy.
That Blighttown grease.
That Blighttown grease. I love it.
God. Look at these dogs hyped up on that Blighttown grease. But no, like, that's what people want.
I think people want a lot of different things.
People want a lot of different things, but like I was listening to that podcast and we said, yeah, it's video essays. I'm like, shit, man, it kind of is video essays now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. It's hard to say because like.
So I'm just looking at Action Button here, but his 3-hour Final Fantasy VII Remake review, 1.2 million views. His 3-hour original Pac-Man review, 600,000 views. Tokimeki Memorial, which is a Super Nintendo visual novel dating simulator, 5.5 hours, 1.4 million views.
Jesus.
Boku no Natsuyasumi, which is the Japanese like kid simulator. You're a kid who goes to his like uncle's house for the summer and just like is living his summer vacation. It's an old PlayStation game. The review for this is 1.1 million views and it's 6.5 hours long.
Jesus fuck. I'm
reminded of a series that I always thought about doing, which was just like a history of video games.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this almost sounds like the time is now. Like this is what this sounds like. It's just like I wrote that fucking Sega episode years ago, and I would have to add on to it. But I'm like,
right.
I should record that, and Aaron can find footage for it, and we'll go from there. Like, oh my fucking god!
This game is the greatest game ever made, as voted.
I don't know. We're gonna get a running start and jump.
Blighttown.
Blighttown. You should be able to have a rocket launcher and then you rocket jump.
just somebody install the Titanfall 2 mod. Aaron, how long have we been going?
We have been going for an hour 45 minutes. 15 more minutes?
Yeah, 15 more minutes and we'll call it.
I want more games that, like, this isn't how code works, but I would love it if more games could just be like, oh yeah, you can import Tony Hawk in here. Use like a level editor, and you can go through the map and like designate like edges that you can grind and things like that. That would be sick.
Halo's Forge kind of does that.
You can what?
I mean, I could you make high speed. You figure out like I'm not about current Forge. Like,
yeah.
I am sure there was someone who's figured that out. I'd be willing to bet.
I mean, now that you've put the idea in my head, if someone hasn't done it, I'm gonna do it.
Well, there you go. I gave Aaron.
I want a fucking skateboard in Halo. Come on.
Oh yeah. So my Sunday and Monday for 2 hours at night, I'm gonna be busy again because. So our guild just had our meeting to get ready for the next patch.
Yep.
Of WoW, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to raid lead the Sunday Monday run again?" And I'm like, "Sure. Why not? I will rule them with an iron fist."
Sure. Let's make it happen. You're right in the high times of World of Warcraft right now. You might as well get into the thick of it.
I mean, yeah, everything except for like the tone of the story is great.
Yeah.
I think my biggest problem with the tone of the story is it just doesn't feel like Warcraft.
Right.
Like the gameplay is fucking amazing. It's honestly, from a gameplay standpoint, it's the best fucking expansion they've made probably since Pandaria. I'm being completely honest. Are you kidding me?
Man.
12 more minutes.
Oh,
I like your shield. I like looking at it.
It's pretty.
Pretty
Yeah,
shield.
I like the little green
Yeah.
bit to it. Yeah. Da 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 da.
I was watching I found a YouTube channel where a guy who talked about video games, and they were like only 20-minute long videos, and like it didn't stand out to me really. It could have just been right place at right time, but they're getting like millions of views.
There's a lot of guys like that. They're like one of my favorite content creators is kind of in that boat. Like, I've noticed he hasn't posted in a little bit, but like Super Bunny Hop, like holy shit, I love Super Bunny Hop, and he did like 45 minutes on Metal Gear 3.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try it again.
Yeah, you can do it. You did it once.
Gotta
aim for that one plank.
Whoa!
There you go. Look at that. Fuck this guy up. There's also one guy, I think, maybe behind you. There you go. Hit that booty.
What? Where'd he come from? Where the fuck did he come from?
You're alive still.
I'm just reminded of like a WWE match. Give him the chair! You know, from the top rope. Fucking Jesus.
My God, JR. That's that greasy fat fucks music.
Oh, Lordy.
These guys, what?
What is happening?
Jeez.
True,
God
a Halo type of death. Just melee each other to death.
Okay, we're calling it early. I can't.
Oh, okay. Wow, really? All right.
I can't. That was the run where I was like, we did it. Oh, we killed him. Oh, no, the dude from the top.
Blighttown's fun.
Oh, God. Okay, sorry for all the wasted time this week, everyone. I guess next week will be just a big old grinding session.
You want to talk about feet some more?
Sure.
Look it up.
You start. Oh, God.
All right. I'm ending this. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.